My brothers and sisters, do you know what one of the greatest mistakes we make in life is? It is the constant desire to please every single person around us. We bend, we break, we compromise our values, and at the end of the day we are left exhausted and empty. You can never please everyone, no matter how hard you try. And the more you try, the more you lose yourself. Today, I want to remind you of a very important principle. Stop pleasing everyone and focus on pleasing the one who created you. My brothers and sisters, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on your own life. How many times have you bent over backwards just to make someone else happy? How many times have you said yes when every part of you wanted to say no? How many times have you sacrificed your own peace, your own well-being, simply because you were too afraid that someone might not like you if you stood your ground? Think about it. You may have gone out of your way to help someone. You gave your time, your energy, your wealth, and even your emotions. And yet, after all that, what happened? They still complained. They still found a fault in you. They still said it wasn't enough, or worse, they left you with no gratitude at all. That, my brothers and sisters, is the reality of life. You cannot please everyone. Human beings are not the same. We all have different expectations, different standards, different desires. What one person sees as kindness, another might see as weakness. What one person considers respect, another might interpret as arrogance. So, if you make it your mission to satisfy every single person in your life, you will spend your entire life running in circles, exhausted, drained, and broken, and still fail in the end. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are standing in a room with 10 people. One person says, "Speak louder, we can't hear you." Another says, "No, lower your voice, it's too harsh." A third person says, "Don't speak at all, just keep silent." Another says, "Tell us everything you know. Why are you holding back?" Now, if you listen to one, you will upset the other. If you listen to the other, you will upset the first. And if you try to balance all of them at once, you will drive yourself mad. This is what life becomes when you try to please everyone. There is a saying, if you try to please all, you please none. And it's true, because the people you are trying to please are not united in their expectations. They each want something different from you. And if you make them your priority, you will always feel like you are failing someone. My brothers and sisters, even the greatest of people, those far better than you and I, were criticized. Look at the prophets. They came with truth, honesty, and the best of character. Yet, people mocked them, rejected them, and turned away from them. If the most noble human beings could not please everyone, what makes you think you can? If the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who was the most gentle, the most kind, the most loving, faced criticism from his own people, do you think you will be spared? If he could not satisfy every heart, how will you? So stop chasing the impossible. Stop running after approval that will never come. Because even when you succeed in pleasing someone today, tomorrow they may change. Their expectations may shift. Their hearts may turn, and suddenly what once made them happy now becomes a source of complaint. This is the unstable reality of human approval. And here is the greatest danger. The more you try to please people, the further you drift from pleasing Allah. Why? Because in order to meet their demands, you may have to compromise your values, your principles, your faith. You may find yourself laughing at a joke that is offensive just to fit in. You may stay silent when injustice happens just so you are not the odd one out. You may even indulge in something haram because you are too scared to be left out of the group. In that moment, you have traded the pleasure of Allah for the pleasure of people who will never be satisfied with you anyway. And do you know the irony? Even when you displease Allah to please people, they still won't be truly happy with you. People are fickle. Today they praise you, tomorrow they criticize you. Today they call you a friend, tomorrow they walk away. Their hearts are in constant motion, and you can never anchor yourself to something that unstable. My brothers and sisters, this is why you must free yourself from this prison. You must remind yourself I am not here to please people, I am here to please Allah. When that becomes your mindset, something amazing happens. You begin to feel peace. Because now your standard is clear, your goal is steady, and your heart no longer bends with every opinion around you. When you focus on pleasing Allah, you realize that not everyone's approval matters. You don't need the whole world to clap for you. You don't need every single person to agree with you. What you need is to live with integrity, to hold on to your principles, and to know that even if the entire world rejects you, but Allah accepts you, you are successful. Let me remind you, the same people who demand your time, your energy, and your effort today, where will they be tomorrow? Where will they be when you are in your grave, when you are standing before Allah? They will not stand beside you, they will not defend you, they will not carry your burden. Each soul will stand for itself. So why exhaust yourself for their approval when their approval will not save you? Remember this truth. People's hearts are not in your control, but Allah's mercy is. People's opinions change, but Allah's reward is eternal. People will forget your kindness, but Allah never forgets even the smallest deed done sincerely. So, my brothers and sisters, stop trying to please everyone. Be kind, be just, be respectful, but don't live as a slave to people's opinions. Free yourself and make Allah your focus. Because when Allah is pleased with you, He will put love for you in the hearts of the right people. And that is far more valuable than the empty approval of the world. Let me ask you a simple question. Whose approval are you really living for? Think about it carefully. Every morning when you wake up, every evening before you sleep, whose opinion weighs on your mind? Is it your family, your friends, your colleagues, the people on social media who may never even meet you? Or is it Allah, the one who gave you life, the one who provides for you, the one before whom you will stand when your journey on this earth is over? We live in a world where people's approval feels like currency. We measure our worth by likes, by comments, by compliments, by applause. If people praise us, we feel valuable. If they criticize us, we feel worthless. But let me remind you of a painful truth. The approval of people is temporary, inconsistent, and often meaningless. The only approval that truly matters is the approval of Allah. The problem with relying on people's approval is that it never lasts. Today they cheer you, tomorrow they may mock you. Today they support you, tomorrow they may abandon you. People's hearts change, their moods shift, their loyalties fade. How many times have you seen someone celebrated one day and humiliated the next? How many times have you experienced it yourself? You were praised for your efforts, but the moment you slipped, they turned against you. When you make people your standard, you live in constant fear. Fear of losing their love, fear of losing their attention, fear of disappointing them. And that fear eats away at your peace. But when you make Allah your standard, you live in hope. Hope of His mercy, hope of His forgiveness, hope of His eternal reward. Now compare that with Allah's approval. When Allah loves you, it is not temporary. When Allah accepts you, it is not shallow. His approval is eternal and it carries weight in this world and in the hereafter. Do you know what happens when Allah is pleased with you? Even if the entire world turns against you, your heart will still be at peace. Even if people criticize you unjustly, you will still feel dignity. Because you know that the one who truly matters has accepted you. And His acceptance is all that counts. And here is something beautiful. When Allah is pleased with you, He places love for you in the hearts of the right people. Not everyone, but the right ones. Those who matter. Those who will support you sincerely, not for what you give them, but because of the light of faith Allah has placed in your heart. My brothers and sisters, when you constantly chase people's approval, you may end up sacrificing your values. You may find yourself doing things that you know are wrong just because you are too scared to lose someone's respect. You may remain silent when you should speak out because you are too worried about how others will judge you. You may even compromise your faith, missing prayers, indulging in gossip, following trends just so you can fit in. But let me tell you, if you compromise your faith to gain people's acceptance, you will lose both. People will still find faults in you, and you will have displeased Allah in the process. It's like chasing a mirage in the desert. You run and run, but at the end you find nothing. Remember this. If Allah is pleased with you, but the whole world is displeased, you have succeeded. But if the whole world is pleased with you and Allah is displeased, you have failed. Look at the life of the prophets. They did not seek people's approval. They sought the approval of Allah. And because of that, they were often rejected, mocked, and even harmed. Did that make them change their message? No. They stayed firm because they knew the truth. The only approval that matters is the Creator's. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, faced rejection from his own people. They called him a liar, a madman, a magician. Yet he continued his mission because he was not living for their acceptance, he was living for Allah's acceptance. And today the same people who mocked him are gone, forgotten, while his name is remembered and honored across the globe. My brothers and sisters, when Allah approves of you, He opens doors you never imagined. He grants you peace in your heart, blessings in your life, and light in your path. Even when you face hardship, His approval becomes your shield. You may lose people, you may lose opportunities, you may lose wealth, but if Allah is with you, you have lost nothing. On the other hand, if you win the world but lose Allah's approval, what have you gained? You may be loved by millions, but if Allah turns away from you, your success is hollow. Your fame, your wealth, your reputation, all of it will crumble when you stand before Him on the day of judgment. So how do we shift our focus? By constantly reminding ourselves, I am here to please Allah, not people. Before you speak, before you act, before you make a choice, ask yourself, will this bring me closer to Allah? Or will it take me further away? If it pleases Allah, do it. Even if people dislike it. If it displeases Allah, avoid it. Even if people pressure you. This doesn't mean you become harsh or careless towards people. Islam teaches us to be kind, respectful, and considerate. But there is a difference between kindness and people pleasing. Kindness comes from sincerity. People pleasing comes from fear. Kindness is for the sake of Allah. People pleasing is for the sake of reputation. My brothers and sisters, let me end with this. The most liberating moment in your life is when you stop caring about the opinions of people and start caring about the opinion of Allah. That is when you taste true freedom. That is when you find true peace. That is when you realize that your worth does not lie in the applause of people, but in the mercy of Allah. Remember, people's approval may help you for a day, but Allah's approval will help you for eternity. People may walk away when you fail, but Allah will never abandon you when you sincerely turn to Him. People's love comes and goes, but Allah's love is everlasting. So, my brothers and sisters, live your life for Him. Please Him, and you will find that the right people will respect you, the wrong people will leave you, and your heart will be content. Because at the end of the day, the only approval that truly matters is the approval of Allah. My beloved brothers and sisters, I want you to reflect on something very important. One of the greatest dangers of constantly trying to please people is that it can slowly, quietly, and dangerously lead you into disobedience to Allah. When you make people your priority, when you put their approval above the approval of Allah, you will eventually find yourself compromising your faith. And sometimes you won't even realize it until it's